second round will be from the other person, and the other person can ask from other person. Everybody can ask questions, and then we open the floor for both of you to ask questions, for others to ask questions, and you guys can answer. And in between, anywhere you feel that you have to go or something like that, you can also do that. Yeah. So let's start. Let's hear from guests.
Thank you, Preeti. Thank you so much. So I would really like to thank Preeti, Pranav, Ratnesh, Aditi, and the whole team of Aarohi for giving us this opportunity. Thank you so much. Um, so I'll start. So I'm basically a slow traveler. Before getting into formally slow traveling, I'll just give you my background, which is I'm a graphic designer. Since school, I was very clear that I was good with arts and craft, and I decided to go into something which is more into arts and craft. So I chose commercial arts as my degree, and I've done my commercial arts from Sophia's, which is in Bombay. And I really, really enjoyed my 5 years of college because it was full of creativity, arts, and traveling and exploring a lot of things around. It somewhere gave me a lot of freedom to do things what I really wanted to do. So I was really passionate about it. And my traveling journey actually started much before that, when I used to travel with family, and that's when I realized I really love doing this. And thanks to my art college, we really went to a lot of unexplored places then, like now uh, Coorg and Meghalaya and Northeast, Bhutan are getting more commercialized, but it was not then. So I got the opportunity to travel to these places back in college days, and that gave me a lot of more exposure of connecting art and travel together. So that's how the journey started. During my art college, I did my first Vipassana course, and that was my first solo trip also. So that was in around when I was 21, 22, and we had a first year of vacation for the first year, and I chose to go there, and it was Dehradun. And so I went to Dehradun for my Vipassana course, and then extended my trip to like 10, 15 more days, and that was a life-changing experience. And that was the kick I really got. And वो जो बोलते हैं ना कीड़ा लग गया अभी travel का, that was a solo travel. And then I realized कि अभी I decided and I told myself there's no looking back, and I will be traveling more solo. And yeah, so तब से solo traveling की journey start हो गई. And yeah, so I have been traveling solo since then. Later with after I got married with Devang, and I continued to do my solo travel. And now we have a 4-year-old son, so we travel with him as a family. We unschool him, so traveling adds more to our learning as a family, and it used to add a lot of it gave me a lot of exposure. It evolved me as a person, and it taught me a lot of things. Actually, it helped me overcome a lot of fears, a lot of challenges, which otherwise I wouldn't have known had I not been traveling. So that gave me a lot of confidence. Yeah. While traveling, I realized that I'm not a kind of a traveler who love, just hip hopping places and going to touristy places. And we used to do that. Of course, I used to do that, but that never gave me that sense of satisfaction. And so I understood what I like. It basically uh, made me go deeper. Traveling made me go deeper and connect more with myself. That what kind of traveling I like. It was more about rawness. It was more about authenticity. It was more about connecting with people, understanding their story. Stories play a very, very big role in my life. Exchanging stories and knowing the different culture, different food. Food is one of my favorite topic, and yeah, so that gets the conversation started. And another thing is, I really think I have the calling for North. So whenever that intuition or the calling comes, I somehow just land up selecting the places in North. So Yeah, Uttarakhand, mountains, basically mountains. So Uttarakhand, Himachal is the place I really like to go to. So then gradually I started to extend my travel to understand more about the place and more about myself. And so it became 10 days, 20 days, dhire dhire 1 month, dhire dhire 3 months of solo traveling to one place. And that really changed the whole perspective of people, life, everything actually. Yeah. So that is yeah, so I got carried away with travel, but going back to my graphic designing thing. So I'm a commercial artist, and then I started my own ad agency with a partner where I used to work before in an ad agency. So we called our company UCID. It's Unconventional Craft and Ideas. It's now 15 plus years, and I when me and my business partner decided to start the company, he's into strategic planning, and I was more into designing and creativity. And we thought, and then we had one more partner, Nahi. Then three of us, divided our role and started a very passionate project. It really went well. I really felt that it gives me my freedom. Freedom is the biggest value in my life. So I thought job is not something I will really be keen to, I can continue. This is not my style. I'm not comfortable because I need my freedom to do my things. So hence we started UCID, and it gave me a lot of freedom to do my things and, um, uh, do creative stuff as well as travel and work while traveling. But at one point, even that started feeling this is not what I really wanted to do. So I chose a career which I really wanted to. I started my own firm thinking this is what I really want to do. Uh, and after, I think, after 12 plus years, I started feeling that this is not I really want to do now. So I feel your passion, your purpose of life keeps changing as and when you evolve, and it's absolutely okay. I really got it took me some time to understand that it's okay for time. So yeah, that's what I understood while I was working in my own firm. And there were many instances where I felt I just want to stop this and run to mountains. So while I was working as a graphic designer and managing my company, I used to take breaks. I used to take 3-month breaks to go to mountain and work from there. And the whole journey made me realize more that what I really want to do at that point of time. And so I used to come back and tell Devang and my business partner what I really don't want to do this. I don't think this is giving me more happiness now. And so I think I want to take a break. So बहुत breaks लिए ऐसे in between my designing career. But still, because it was I had that liberty because it was my own company. And every time I used to go to them and they used to convince me, it's your own baby, it's your own firm. How can you? Yeah, but it's still I dragged, and finally, 2.5 years ago, I resigned from my own company to become a full-time traveler. And nothing felt more good than that. Like I felt bad मैं अपनी company छोड़ रही हूँ, but I know कि वो company मेरी है, लोग अपने हैं, मैं partner is running it beautifully now. I still get to hear from my friends, how can you do that? इतना बड़ा staff है, ये है, set career है. But I feel that questioning, the questioning is very key to me. The why is very important to me. So anything I do, any decisions I make, that why needs to be clear to me first. Why am I doing this? Why did I choose this? Why do I don't want to do this? Or where I want to go and why I want to go there? So I sit with those questions first. I write them down. I stay with the questions a lot of times, and I just listen to my heart basically because that really guides me. intuitions and these signs really helped me. So I'll talk more about my journey. Before that, I would like to show a quick video. I think after that, no, because we can connect more. Yeah. Will you screen share?
Yeah. Just a thumbs up. Can you all see the slideshow?
Yes.
Thank you.
So it was really hard for me to choose which pictures to share in the video. But yeah, these were like quickly I could collect, and I think every picture has a story. So to me, these pictures are very special because a lot of pictures you will see might look random, like, there's a house with full of lights, people, boys decorating the house. In a picture, one of the picture, I'm crying. One of the picture, there are a lot of locals who are helping me dress up because so this is a story I would like to share. Just after COVID, when everything was opening up, we chose to go to Manali and stay there for, let's see, 2 months, 3 months, how much ever we feel like. And we stayed there for 1.5 months. Yeah, that was first time for Dhyann, our son. He was less than 2 then. We took him to the mountains. It was first time for him to, travel to mountains. Actually, travel anywhere out of Bombay, actually. And the family we stayed with, such a beautiful lady, Gayatri Didi, and there were 2 daughters. She had 2 daughters, and it took us 2 days to hunt for a house which was perfect for us. Because before Dhyan, what used to happen was, I used to stay in any homestay which is sasta, clean, hygienic, and accessible to easy access to, just go for trekking and saman leke aana hai to utha ke aana hai, to all whatever criteria I had. I was not much fussy or something. It was very raw, it was very local, it was very simple. But post Dhyan, we had to think, if it's on a height, to railing hai, gir na jaye. So there were few criteria changed post baby. And it took us 2 days to really hunt and walk in the entire village of Manali to find a perfect house for us. And supposedly after COVID, extremely high in off season, which is not generally the case. But still, we managed to get a beautiful house of 3 floors, and we got the floor on the ground floor, which opens to a beautiful field. You must have seen the picture. And they had 2 daughters, and that was really helpful. We wanted a house where there were children around, and so we just used to open the door, and there were mustard fields and apple orchids and orchards and plum trees and cherry blossoms. So many beautiful, basically greenery around and easy access. So we used to just open the door. He used to walk out, and कोई भी गांव का बच्चा आके used to take him अपने घर पे and खेलता था and दोपहर को छोड़ के जाता था. Or he used to sit with Gayatri Didi and play with the daughters and
handloom.
Yeah, so Gayatri Didi used to do what handloom. That's the typical thing in most of the houses in Himachal, especially the Manali Kullu belt. They have the handloom thing installed in the house, and they do it as a hobby every day for the family, and some people do sell. So she used to make the shawls, stoles, and we used to really enjoy being around her, interacting and learning things. And so yeah, we landed up making a lot of things for our stuff ourselves, and we actually went to the market and chose the colors of the threads, which I wanted, Devang wanted to people, and also to people whom we wanted to gift to. So we got the threads with her. We actually sat and chose the designs. We understood the length and how much time it goes, the efforts and everything. And then she said, Didi, आप एक काम करोगे मेरे पास. So I gave her an idea कि दीदी इतना अच्छा काम करते हो आप. Why don't you show it on social media? People will get the chance to buy, because my cousins from abroad were calling for more stuff. Okay, this is looking really nice. Please get one for us. So then she said, मेरे पास तो काफी चीजें ready है. Why don't you wear it and click the picture and आप ही ये सब करो. So we thought, let's do a photo shoot in Sarso ke Khet. So that's when we did a bright, colorful photo shoot. You must have seen the picture where she's making me wear her authentic Himachali jewelry, pattu. The dress is called pattu. And they have huge silver chunk jewelries, which are beautiful. So we had a very nice photo shoot there. So a lot of these stories, we were staying in, the kitchen was in the outhouse. So like just a patra, and we used to cook our food, and I love cooking. I enjoy cooking, and I love hosting people as well. So it's not over here, like where I stay, but also wherever I go and stay, I host people there also. So most of the times, either my anniversary or my birthday is when I am traveling there. It falls under that time. So my first trip, which was for the first solo trip for 3 months long, was in Dharamshala. And that time, it was first time I was away from Devang, and it was our anniversary. So I celebrated that with the family I was staying with. So I made pav bhaji, vada pav, because I wanted to make them taste Mumbai local street food. So they never had that. Like, chalo, let me just cook for them. Like, we had some 10-15 people. So me celebrating my anniversary away from Devang. He was here in Bombay and I was there in Himachal, and it was so much fun. So I love doing that.
It was
So,
fun
yeah.
being away from me.
Yeah. So more stories I'll share, that how
You
it
wanna
adds.
talk about the retreat.
Maybe later, like once you.
Okay.
Yeah. So how travel adds more learning to my life, and how it changed me and my perspective towards life. I'll talk more, but I'll let Devang talk some, and maybe he can introduce himself, and yeah, and then maybe we can continue. Yeah.
Okay. Any questions?
So far, anyone would like to share
Yeah.
anything, or just
Yeah.
casually? Yeah.
Before we move on with Devang, I want to ask Nimmisha, when you say that you are a slow traveler and you stay back at one place and enjoy that place, so don't you feel that FOMO thing, fear of missing out? Okay, I've come here and I might not see this and I have to go back to Bombay or something like that kind of a thing.
Every time. Not the FOMO, but I just miss that place. So I think Devang can say more on this, that it's not been, I don't remember, एक आध दो बारी हुआ होगा where I've not cried coming back. Like I come back to Bombay and then I really, like, I'd cry on the first night itself that I'm missing mountains. I'm missing the peace and the purity of that place. As soon as we come here, we land or we come on the station, there's so much chaos. So I miss that simplicity, that beauty and the freshness of the mountain. So FOMO hota hai, but then I know that I'll be going back again, and this time I'll be exploring deeper and more, so that gives me the kick.
Also, to answer to your question, Preeti, I think it really depends if your agenda when you set out on a trip, if your agenda is to look at a site A, a site B, a site C पे sunset दिखना है, a site D पे sunrise दिखना है या waterfall दिखना है. If you go with an agenda, then, and if you don't complete that list, you might have a FOMO कि, you know, I'm only stuck at location A and I've not done the B, C and D. But if you go with a very, very open mind कि मैं जहाँ पे भी रहूंगा या रहूंगी, I will just make sure that I'm present in that moment. And in that, you know, environment, I'm spending enough time over there to really absorb what it feels like. How is the local life like? How are they spending their entire day? What are their chores like? You talk to the locals, you know, ये सब आप जब करते हो, then that we found, and I'm sure Nimmisha finds more meaningful than actually being a tourist and going to the B, C and D sites. So FOMO वैसे नहीं होता. I'm sure we've gone to like important, you know, we've just gone to old Manali and we've spent the 1.5 months that she spoke about, and important sites हमने नहीं देखी. So
yeah,
it is okay to,
hai, but you know that doesn't give us that kick or happiness जितना वो villagers के साथ जाके हमने मटर की खेती की.
yeah.
So that gave us more a sense of satisfaction than वो सिर्फ हडिम्बा टेम्पल देखा या रोहतांग पास गए. वहां पे इतना क्राउड होता है ना, आई फील कि यार क्या कर रहे लोग, बिकॉज इट्स ओके आप आ रहे हो पर बट यू आर जस्ट क्लिकिंग एंड
you know, somehow those kind of trips feel very short lived कि मतलब हफ्ता 10 दिन गए, कैसे वो 10 दिन चले गए पता भी नहीं चला. Because you're just every day you're moving from one place to the other. Instead, if you just spend a lot of time in one place, you will slowly, because आपने अगर you say आपने मनाली देखा है for example, या आपने हिमाचल देखा है, वो आपने सिर्फ थोड़े फोटोज लिए हैं, एक दो बार खाना खाया है and some, you know, and come out. But the actual experience starts from the 5th day or the 6th day or maybe the 2nd week onwards of just staying put in that one place. And that is when you are really absorbing the atmosphere, the purity of air. You see your body behaving differently, you know. Yeah.
So there have been days जहाँ पे हम कुछ नहीं करते, मतलब we just don't do anything. We're at home, we're just sitting and talking with the homestay owners, or just reading a book, or just actually staring at a mountain with a ginger lemon honey, और कुछ नहीं करते, literally कुछ नहीं करते. But yeah, I mean, then people ask क्या करते हो जाके, then we also think किया क्या actually, कि हमने किया क्या, like 1 महीना 3 महीना रहे, what did we do? But then those moments are important because that really helps us being at that place and not doing, you know, that's what is more important. So, and while we are sitting alone with ourselves or just spending lazy time with the locals, that's when the conversation starts and वो अपनी problems बताते हैं, वो जगह की problems बताते हैं, or where they need the help, and we land up understanding more about the local life. So then we say, chalo didi aapko ye help chahiye, we'll come here. Or a very good friend of mine who stays in Dharamshala, whose wedding, she's an Israeli, whose wedding Devang actually covered the whole wedding. Israeli married to a Himachali local guy, and that's another story where we actually landed up being not the photographers but translators, event managers, counselors. Oh my god, that was a very big thing. And yeah, I mean, everything, like, no, the barat is right there at the mandap, and the girl's side is from Israel, and they don't know what to do. They are clicking pictures, and I realized, forget camera, leave the camera, I have to rush for the thali, welcome thali, and explain them this is what you have to do, because they will feel offended. The guys said at the local Himachali villagers, and they wahan pe trend hai to cut the ribbon, to do the tilak. And Indian tradition, we generally welcome in whatever our ways, but that was important. So I had to go to the caterer, bhai aapke paas jo mithai hai de do, thoda tilak de do, and you know, jo bhi puja ke thali mein se le liya, and then we did the ritual with them, welcomed. So every step ho raha tha ke explain karo, click karo, explain karo, samjhao. And at the end of the wedding, on the next day, there's a celebration. So wahan pe there was a big chaos, and we actually had to be translators and explain people. So these moments are very important to us. Yeah, how we value add to their life wherever we go, and how vice versa. How can they add more value to our life?
Also to add, so जो निमिषा ने बताया वो external experiences है with interactions with the local and जो experience आप लेते हो, and inner journey भी जो है ना, when you are actually staying put at one place and you're spending sufficient time and not doing anything, I find it's very important, because in those moments जो अंदर की आवाज बाहर आती है, that is what helps you listen to your inner calling, listen to your inner voice, intuition kya hai, because it's only when you kind of cut yourself from a lot of overload of information coming in is when andar ka stuff comes out. So that helps you a lot with inner
Yes.
healing and this thing. So that is what to me is the biggest benefit of a slow travel or staying in one place for a long time.
I would like to give one example on
So,
what you.
wait. Related question. Just a related question. That why do you like choose for this kind of a travel? Is it an escape from Mumbai, or it's pure joy and passion?
Yeah. It is a combination of both, actually. So it started with pure joy and passion, completely that. I know, just the quest and curiosity to know more about new places and all that. So that was the start. Dheere dheere, the more I understand when I go there, the things which I come with, internal, external experiences के साथ, it then you start feeling कि यार बॉम्बे में बहुत chaos है. तो कभी कभी escapism भी होता है कि बहुत time हो गया, it's been 3 months. So when my friends actually call me, the first thing they ask is, अच्छा, are you in Bombay? Bombay में है कि बाहर है? This is exact, like बहुत common question है for our friends to call me and ask the thing. तब realize होता है नहीं, okay, it's time to go. तो कभी कभी escapism होता है, but mostly it's passion. And yeah, joy to explore new place, people, culture, etc. Yeah.
There are a couple of questions in the chat. Let me
Yeah.
just.
So I
So
asked one of that.
yes, you
Yeah.
did.
Devang.
Yeah.
Next is, what preparation do you do to select the place to go and stay?
Yeah, so I do a lot of research. That's my favorite thing. Actually, this also adds to the previous question you asked, the joy. So whenever I'm free, instinctively, I start doing this. I research about one place, I read about the place, I read a lot of blogs, I find out what are the famous places, famous cafes to go and not miss. And क्या होता है, culture क्या है, वहाँ festivals क्या होते हैं, which is the best time to go, etc. So I do a lot of research. In fact, I remember when I was in school, तब से मेरा ये था कि Bombay Times every Thursday or Friday, Thursday I guess, there was one page, one section on travel. So I had a lot of cutouts कि ये places पे जाना है, ये places पे जाना, अभी भी वो file है कि तभी ट्रैकिंग वगैरह की प्लेसेस होती थी, बिकॉज वो टाइम पे महाराष्ट्र के प्लेसेस एंड ऑल दैट. आई स्टिल हैव ऑल दोस कटआउट्स, लाइक दिस इज द प्लेस टू ट्रैवल, हाउ टू ट्रैवल. सो एवरीथिंग अराउंड ट्रैवल आई यूज्ड टू डू माय रिसर्च फ्रॉम स्कूल. अभी आई read and then I make my own. I do a lot of Excel sheets. I have my Excel sheet ready with things to carry. So before I pack, I just do the tick mark, ये सब ले लिया कि नहीं लिया. Fairy lights is one of the very crucial item in my checklist. Tim lights, fairy lights. You must have seen in few pictures. जो rooms
What is that?
वो जो Chinese lights आती है छोटी छोटी.
दिवाली पे जो हम लगाते हैं.
क्यों?
Photographs, कुछ candles, कुछ fairy lights. I always carry essential oils. So I feel wherever I go, that place is my home. So it should give that homely feeling to me. तो मैं जाते ही पहले जो कमरा बुक करती हूँ मैं, and they are all mostly always homestays. So I immediately, if I find a help, ठीक है, तो अपने आप लगा दिया, कर लिया, and that gives such a beautiful, warm, cozy feeling. Because I want to stay here for long, right? So I don't want that hotel wali feeling. I need to feel it my home. So I do that. So yeah, I have a list for things to carry.
Share. Can you share your Excel sheet?
I have been
Sushma is
sharing
asking.
इतने सालों से. Before I formally started nroutes is my brand which is into slow and conscious traveling. Yeah, I used to feel that more people should know this, more people should go out and travel and stay like this and understand life. क्या रखा ये सिर्फ इसी में नहीं होना चाहिए कि Monday to Friday job and weekend पे ये करो, but really go and get in touch with yourself. So I used to share a lot of these PDFs and datas to people. So I'm definitely gonna share with you also. Then I make itineraries for myself. Then when I travel, I don't really keep a budget, but I know that I'll travel minimal and it will be very raw. So I just see the connectivity. Bus की कौन सी है, train की कौन सी है. अगर मैं अटक गई तो taxi लेनी पड़ी तो what is the tentative cost for taxi? So taxi drivers थोड़े number I find out from Google or from whatever research I do. So I keep everything handy because a lot of time I travel alone. So then once I get out, I love talking. I mean, you must have known up tak. So I talk a lot with the drivers, bus wale, taxi wale, काफी. So so then that's how I build up my contacts. And अभी वो database बन जाता है कि ये तो I keep noticing and recording.
She has a very good habit of documenting stuff. So आज से 10 साल पहले भी कोई अगर ट्रिप पे गई होगी तो उसका भी ड्राइवर का नाम और नंबर उसके पास मिलेगा.
So next time if I want to go, I want to help people.
हमें सब दे देना.
हाँ, all any time. So then फिर वो मेरे Excel में चला जाता है, itineraries में जुड़ता जाता है. तो first hand research मेरा होता है. Second time if I've been to that place, then it will add more data to it. So that's how yeah.
So Manan is asking, do you guys feel sick while traveling? And Kiara is saying, what do you take?
Sick as in ill. Okay. So far तो ऐसा कुछ हुआ नहीं है. 2014 में when we went to Ladakh, it was a road trip. तभी it was our first time to Ladakh. That time, हाँ. And we
were not.
So we took some homeopathy pills for motion sickness and altitude sickness, but thinking that no oxygen level because इतना पढ़ा था सुना था.
पर हमें छोड़ के बाकी लोगों को वो दवाई काम में आई. We didn't really need.
So we were 6 of us and हमको, so we were also like I said, it was a road trip. So we started from Srinagar. We entered from Jozila,
Jozila Pass,
and then
Dras,
Kargil, Gulmarg, वैसे enter करके we entered Ladakh.
So the body was used to it.
So body got used to it, yeah.
You can talk about अगर कुछ illness है, you can talk about your leg getting this thing in Goa.
Oh yeah. So after my yeah, good question. So after my baby, because I used to travel so much solo, after baby it was all stopped.
So what was the frequency just in between? I'm asking.
Frequency of travel. Solo or as a
just any travel.
After I think 2-2.5 महीने होते हैं, then we just leave. Or I leave. Yeah, and then abhi with the time, our type of travel is also changing and evolving because we are into unschooling, travel schooling. Our places where we choose to travel are more conscious. It's not random that what experience we'll be giving to our child, because it should value add to his life, and that's how we are learning together, right? So our travel and the events we choose to go to are more conscious about
the people we will
interact with. It's very mindfully we do that. So yeah. Plus, we balance it out with the way I used to travel before, because I want to give Dhyann those experiences also. And he loves, we see a major difference in him when we travel and the way he adapts nature. And I feel every kid is
very quick to adapt.
Yeah, they learn. Every kid is very fast. So
better than us adults, they surprise us how quickly they adapt to a challenge. And travel ka beauty ye hai ki it offers challenges in one form or the other very naturally, very organically.
Yeah.
So they know that they are in this situation. So quite often जो घर पे यहाँ पे अगर tantrum है या जिद करता है, वो travel में वो बहुत कम हो जाता है, because they know that they have to adapt. यहाँ पे option नहीं है.
Yeah.
So उससे फिर वो नेचर स्वभाव में भी काफी पॉजिटिव इन्फ्लुएंस आता है ट्रैवल से.
Yeah, and nature really heals. I really feel it heals. I have seen the difference in me when I'm out in nature and when I'm in Bombay or any city. I see the same difference in Dhyan also, when he's here and when he's out, in every way. So that is one. Coming back to the question, how often do you sickness wala? So Goa mein, after postpartum, it was my first. I told Devang I want to wean him off. So I breastfed Dhyan till 3.5 years, and I wanted to naturally wean him. But when he was around 3, I thought कि मुझे break चाहिए, and travel भी नहीं किया बहुत time से, तो let's try this. So I went to Goa thinking I'll go for a week or so and see how Dhyan behaves, and accordingly I'll come back.
So I was with Dhyan at home in Mumbai and she went to Goa.
I went to Goa, and yeah, on the 5th day I was just walking on the beach capturing sunset, and I just stumbled, like I fell down like randomly, and I thought मैं बहुत गिरती रहती हूँ ऐसे, तो I didn't realize कि इतना होगा, and I realized कि my ankle is swollen, so I think I'll have to go back. So on 6th day I returned, and when I came back I returned like proper train, Dadar station के चल के पूरा bridge central to Western Line came my local train. घर पे आके realize हुआ कि next day when I showed it to the doctor कि it was ankle ligament tear and a bone chip. तो इतना था तो मुझे पता भी नहीं चला, because I managed to walk and come so much, like haversack उठा के. So ये होता है तो, but good thing is that when you fall sick or when you ऐसे कुछ random episodes हो जाते हैं, थोड़ा बहुत not deep research but थोड़ा बहुत मैं जान लेती हूँ आजू बाजू क्या है. When we were in Manali and we took Dhyan for the first time to mountains, I knew that Kullu में एक hospital है, अगर कुछ है. In fact, Manali में we went to a homeopathy doctor also. I don't remember why, but we went.
Dhyan को teething issue आ रहा था, so he started having a little bit of loose motion and he was not well. So he was like 1 year and 7 months, 8 months old, not even 2. So कुछ teething के वजह से he had this issue. तो फिर एक homeopathy doctor visit करके then I got he was some 3 kilometers away, so went and got that medicine for him, but nothing major, nothing that can't be solved. Also ऐसा कुछ भी होता है ना, India is a beautiful country, लोग मिल जाते हैं, each of those illness में भी एक अच्छी discovery होती है. Your experience at the end of it turns out to be good, कि help मिल जाती है.
And again, it's a challenge, I feel challenge मुझे बहुत excite करती है, बहुत मजा आता है challenge में, because that's when you start thinking of करे क्या. -1 degree है, क्या करे. अच्छा, we thought कि हम manage कर लेंगे, but we didn't take our thermals. I don't wear thermals. मतलब मेरा ठंडी का resistance power is good, but during Manali हमको लगा कि नहीं है, then we actually went out and bought few clothes. We carried little less clothes. So ये सब challenges will teach you. I mean, you will come up with your own solutions, because when you go with a trip and tourist जैसे group में होते हैं, there's a comfort. तुम discuss करते हो.
So I can tell one more experience which was we were not prepared for it at all. We had planned to go to Jibbi, which is in Tirthan Valley. And वहां पर क्या हुआ कि due to some reason there was some farmers protest और हमारी cab अटक गई for 3 hours. We couldn't move out of the airport. चंडीगढ़ हम flight से गए, and then चंडीगढ़ से airport के बाहर कुछ farmers ने road बंद करके रखा था. There was some protest going on, which meant कि हमें जो जिब्बी 9:30 बजे तक पहुंचना था, we ended up reaching जिब्बी at 2 AM आधी रात को. And जब हमने कार में बैठे थे, it was like a positive +21 degrees. जब हम जिब्बी पहुंचे, it was around between 3 degree to 5 degree का था, and it was snow everywhere. There was no one to help us. The place where the car dropped us, we had about 50 kilos of luggage and a hike. इतना हाइक था and रास्ता नहीं दिख रहा है, complete darkness. बहुत raw and rustic
Google Maps showed that we've reached, but we couldn't find the resort. कहाँ है? So
it was रास्ते से off beaten track से ऊपर चढ़ना था. We took 1 hour to reach and settle in the room. And next day मैं वापस नीचे आया and ऊपर आया to calculate how much it was. Smartwatch में बताया कि we had climbed 14 floors with a 50 kilo luggage. With Dhyan on
And
in the baby wear,
The snow
and it was all snowy, frozen
slippery.
ice, slippery ice pe.
So these are challenges, but you find your way. Yeah, that's there.
So
Um,
Akansha has a question. Devang, you can start maybe. But I think this question also goes to both of you. Like, as you mentioned, you both are not working and there's no source of income. So then how do you manage the expenses?
So it's not that we
Maybe
are.
you want to introduce yourself and then
Yeah, so maybe I can talk a little bit about myself, and the answer will follow. So hi everyone. I am a photographer. So since the year 2016, I actually quit my job. I used to work with a French bank for 6 years, and prior to that, मैं basically born and brought up Mumbai में हुआ हूँ. I've done my BCom from Etibai College, and post that I went to the UK. I did one masters. उसके बाद 2 साल स्कॉटलैंड में जॉब किया, and then I thought कि मुझे इस एरिया में इंटरेस्ट है, so I did my second masters in human resources. This one was from a premier institute. उसके बाद I came back to India. I worked with a French bank for 6 years, 2010 से 2016 तक. 2016 में obviously बीच में I got married to her, and a lot of inspiration came along, and I somehow got that courage कि I can possibly attempt to quit my job and test कि photographer की life कैसी होती है. So 2016 में I quit my job to become a full-time photographer, and I have not looked back since then, because my journey has been very rich. Of course, there've been roller coasters, up and down. हम सबको कोविड ने अफेक्ट कर दिया, and of course कोविड में 3 साल no one wanted to have a photography session done, so मेरे moments भी कैन हो गए थे तभी. But life is beautiful. We navigated, found alternate ways of how to manage stuff. Having said that, it's been these many years since 2016 that I'm full-time into photography, and I'm loving my journey so far. Every assignment is different. Every interaction with my client is different. I get to understand so many different stories. I get to shoot different kind of people. The best part about my job is मैं खड़े रह जाता हूँ और सामने वाला हंसने लगता है, and that's what I love the most. So it's one such beautiful profession. What I can do is show you a glimpse of my commercial work. There is a lot of other work that I also do, but just to give you an idea, I'll share a small video that I've prepared. It will give you an idea of what kind of work I do, and uske baad I will answer Akansha ka question. Okay.
share a clip का desktop.
I think now Akansha can take back her question.
Wow.
Thank you. So, I take up these assignments. I'm a full-time photographer, and I love my job. As you can see, I'm involved in variety of projects, and in fact, this slideshow only had my commercial work. My favorite, I'll enjoy capturing people and emotions. So that is separate, and I've not included that. Maybe separately, I can share some links to that work for you all to see. And also, what I also enjoy doing is teaching. So I take up photography retreats, courses. One of the recent ones that I held, usme Mishti bhi thi. She's here somewhere. So yeah, that is how while taking these projects up, that is how we make money and have the source of income. There are times when Nimisha goes ahead, agar kuch plan ban raha hai, there are times when Nimisha goes ahead for the trip and I join later agar mere kuch assignments hai to. And there are certain times when, maybe Nimisha will talk a little bit more about the retreats that she has started doing. So if she's holding a retreat, and it's very important for me also to be present along with her in Himachal. So, like the last retreat that we held, usme I had to let go of 5 assignments during our stay there. So, but it's part and parcel of this. The
So we
beauty
balance
is
it out,
we
basically.
balance it out.
When we are in Bombay, we take up assignments. So when I used to work in my own company, I used to do work from mountains, and I used to work from there. And Devang takes up assignments whenever he's available here, or whenever we are traveling. We also offer these services. Like in this October, May, when I had my first slow living in a Himalayan mountain retreat. After the retreat got over, we went to this beautiful place. It's an open learning space. It was in a small village called Matru. So we were there just for our experience and, just understanding the whole community living and being in this space. It was the first time. So we offered our service. It was not paid, or it was nothing commercial. But that's when we realized that this is also we can do in future. We are also learning on the go and exploring. So Devang captured the whole place and gave the footages to them because they need good pictures to promote their center. And I was helping them with the social media content. Plus, I love cooking, so I was taking part of the taking care of the kitchen and the community cooking. So that's why we were doing barter also. So we didn't pay for the stay and food. That was a barter. So we also do a lot of barters when we travel. At the same time, we take up projects when we are in Bombay. That is one. Other thing is, last October when we were in Himachal, keep saying Himachal, but there's a specific village in Dharamshala which I really go to often, and that's when I feel very connected with people and place. That's the place where I conducted my retreat also. So we keep meeting beautiful people there. So this is a guy we met in a cafe for the third time. He just invited us on his birthday, right? And we became friends. And now my next retreat in September is with him. So,
he's a spiritual speaker.
He's a spiritual speaker. So I feel every opportunity, every move you take, there's some reason to it. And I totally believe in you will get everything if you're really passionate. If you're really passionate about anything, money is by default, because you're putting your life and soul in that project or that service or that business. So gradually you will get an idea how to sustain, how to be creative to put some money for yourself. So that gives us a lot of ideas, and we keep exploring that part also. Yeah. Any questions around this? I mean, we can continue in the same flow.
Pranav is asking, maybe you could share a bit about photography, can continue with Q&A post that sharing. All right. I think
That's done. Yeah.
Done. Okay.
Sushma has a question.
In case you want to share
So-
specifics about photography, about in case
You could add about your HR and photography thing.
Yeah, so you know, a lot of people say, you know, when they hear and learn about my story, my journey so far, they say कि ये तो पूरा, you know, you've done double masters, then you work with a French bank, और अब photography तो पहले का सब waste गया. So I say कि it is not like that. When you just look inside, everything is connected. You can join all the dots. And in fact, you know, when I capture people, there's something that I do. That is, I kind of engage. I ask my clients to go through a psychometric test. It's a survey to understand the personality better. See, at photographers, what is very important to do is understand their behavior, the body language, and become their best friend in a matter of 5 minutes and extract the emotions, the true essence out of them, which is very difficult. So when I make them go through a psychometric assessment, I already start with a certain point where I understand their inherent behaviors, their natures, their unki characteristics kya hai. Are they an introvert? Are they an extrovert? Are they more of someone who thinks from their brain or thinks from their heart? So yes, are the differences. If I already have that, then you know that ice is broken, and I really can talk their language and you know go that much deeper in extracting their true, authentic expressions out. So I started, you know, asking my clients to do that, and I saw instantly a big benefit in my photographs. Now, this is something I was trained in while I was doing my corporate job. So, you know, that's a direct connection ki jo main job kar raha tha and how that is helping me in photography. Likewise, there are so many unsaid, unrealized things that I would have learned along the way, and it is helping me till date.
And
So
nothing more.
Devang, a very related question.
Hmm.
Sorry, Nimmisha.
Yeah, no.
Can I go ahead? Okay.
Yeah,
So
please.
Sushma is asking, as you say, your education and your profession is different. What do you think that's stopping our youth to do this, as all don't follow their passions?
Beautiful.
Yeah.
The answer to that, I think, is conditioning and insecurity.
And the fear. The
Insecurity.
conditioning, yeah.
So हमारी पूरी सोसाइटी ने इतना कंडीशनिंग डाल के रखा है कि हमें ये डिग्री चाहिए, हमें वो चाहिए टू बिकम दिस एंड दैट. यू नो, आई थिंक व्हाट वी हैव स्टार्टेड एज अ सोसाइटी, व्हाट पीपल हैव स्टार्टेड डूइंग इज दैट जो डिमांड में है वो करो. अभी एआई डिमांड में है, आईटी डिमांड में है. यू नो, आई विल मेक माय सन और डॉटर गो थ्रू दैट बिकॉज उसका फ्यूचर सक्सेस होगा. एट द एंड व्हाट डू यू वांट? हैप्पीनेस, कि माय चाइल्ड इज सक्सेसफुल इन देयर करियर, has sufficient money, is full, you know, is living a very satisfactory life. But happiness does not come through just that. I have experienced, I'm thoroughly happy in my profession right now. I have no background, as you know, no education in photography. I'm doing photography. I'm thoroughly happy with my profession. And that is also मेरी life की experience से भी I am very much supportive of the thought कि if all goes as per what we believe in, our son Dhyan, we are at the moment have no intentions of sending him to a formal school, because unschooling maybe we can give that experience and kind of have that skill set in whichever field he prefers to, he would prefer to.
So I would like to add that luckily this new generation is born in an era where anything and everything can be a career.
With internet,
so that's such a blessing to them. Like हमारे time में doctor, engineer, MBA or whatever, or CA, limited thing. And if you, like, for me it was a challenge when I said कि मुझे graphic designer बनना है, कि पैसा है. But I feel कि तुम passionate हो तो पैसा आएगा ही, because you will put your you know, everything in that and you're giving your best. So to answer Sushma's question, give more exposure, and
also अगर आपके child को, you know, किसी area में interest है, maybe have them meet someone who is successfully following that field. For example, random example, अगर उसको skating पसंद है, तो एक अच्छे skater को, you know, how are they following, how are they, you know, skating को अपनी life कैसे बना रही है. If you find someone whom you can interact, or anything, any field, baking, cooking पसंद है,
they can interact with more people. And just don't limit ke education wala hi career is a career for anyone actually. And also the most important thing I think for both of us jo hamara example hai कि if they choose a career and at any point of time they feel that they want to drop this thing and switch to another career, it's absolutely fine, it's absolutely okay, it's
At the end
absolutely
क्या होगा कि the skill set जो आपने acquire की है, that is more important. आपकी जो values है, that is more important. And values में क्या आ गया? How to deal with stress, how to deal with challenges, how to be passionate and be driven towards achieving a certain target. ये सारे these are all part of the values जो आपको schools में नहीं और MBA colleges में नहीं सिखाया जाता. कल उठ के आपका you become a chartered accountant but आपका मन भर गया कि मुझे I don't want to deal with numbers at all, then you still have so many other things to do. But if your core is conditioned इतना बुरी तरीके से कि मेरी identity is attached to being a CA but I don't want to do anything else, then it's a very difficult situation to be in.
So I can give a few examples of people we've met mostly in mountains and mostly in Dharamshala. So the next retreat which I spoke about, this guy is a speaker, he's ex-CA, very successful CA, but he chose CA doesn't excite him anymore. He's now a speaker and he's inspiring so many people. He's also in his own inner journey. But likewise, we've met so many people in, so this is what connects me and excites me to travel more, because when I hear these stories, directors and MDs of big companies, HUL, Paytm, we've met people who have left all their jobs and now they are running beautiful cafes, like, in mountains. These are not like simple cafes. It sounds like cafes, but there's consciousness. They're learning Ayurveda. They're putting Ayurvedic knowledge in that cafe and serving that to people. They're understanding and knowing organic farming, and that's what they're serving there.
So the last retreat that she held was held at a place where that person was ex Paytm ka vice president.
Yeah, that was
So he
the
quit
place where I hosted my retreat.
So, and he is full-time into, he learned yoga for these many years. He learned Ayurveda and he's serving all of that in his food. He teaches yoga. He's now, training himself to learning flute and other instruments.
So he's learning
तो ये
sound
सब करना है,
meditation.
इसी में खुशी है, इसी में है.
And he's earning also, which is good. He's earning well. So I think you have to sit with your questions. Purpose kya hai? What is that big why?
Rural places and tier 3 cities और वैसे जाके ना एक चीज मुझे बहुत समझ में आ गई कि अब तक जो मैं समझ रहा था कि बॉम्बे में रह के कि पैसे को ऐसे कमाया जाता है, वो मेरा पूरा ब्रेक हो गया. There is no one way to earn money and there is no one way to be happy कि पैसा आया तो ही खुश है. So I've met enough people and lived that part to understand.
And we've learned actually while traveling कि जीना कैसे है. How you really live your life. ये बहुत बेसिक चीज हमने छोटे छोटे गांव में या छोटे सिटीज में लोगों से इंटरेक्ट करते करते we've learned के they are so happy and they are earning like 10x time what we are doing here and they're still happy, So it is just I think in metro city या big cities का pressure है to have a successful career, to have big degrees. Unschooling and travel schooling or homeschooling journey, we are meeting so many beautiful people, beautiful kids actually, who are entering into good careers for themselves at early age, because वो entrepreneurial skills, वो सोच, वो उनमें by default आ रही है because they are not pressurized by competition or performing something and output या results से pressurized नहीं है. So they are in the free flow. Like Mishti is a big example. I was so impressed when I first met her and heard her. So I feel that yes, it gives us more confidence to see kids like her and many more whom we meet in this journey. Our son is just 4-year-old. He doesn't know ABCD. He doesn't know numbers. Maybe what tutla putla whatever he says. But usko like snakes की categories, dinosaur की categories, कैसे fire करते हैं, कैसे bonfire manage करते हैं. These are small things, but we feel happy about because these are life skills. अगर पानी नहीं है तो कैसे लाना है जंगल में, या which leaf you have to use. मतलब this experience is got because we travel in such places, of course. But if you give some other exposure, that वो exposure वो field में that kid will be better. But अगर ABCD बाद में सीखेगा या डिग्री नहीं भी लेगा, I'm sure he'll figure out something for his life. We know someone who stays very close to us, that 18-year-old guy, he has passion for reptiles. Okay, he has passion for reptiles, and now all the rescuers, they call him, this 18-year-old guy, to rescue snake, lizards. He can easily manage an iguana, like big size iguana, cobra, python. So he can make a career out of it, right? So doesn't need to have a formal degree or a big degree actually, जो society के pressures से आती है. तो yeah.
Questions?
Why do you keep on going on the mountains?
Good question. Because I said, okay, there's a calling for mountains from within. So, ऐसा नहीं we only go to mountains. I've not added a lot of pictures of other places also. So recently we went to Kutch and with the homeschooling community from Bombay, and we traveled very raw, like few mothers together, and we learned beautiful art. So we go to other places also, but it's because mountain really excites me. I keep going there, and there's so much to learn. Like I feel so small and tiny when I look at the huge mountain. I feel के वो सारा ego ना वही टूट जाता है. So basically you feel so grounded, One of the pictures you must have seen, I was crying. That was in Jibbi when we went to the mountains after lockdown, after a very long time. First time जब गए काफी लंबे morning, we said ना रात को 14 floors चढ़ के गए. We don't know where are we and where are we staying and what is this place about. Next day morning, I open the door, I see huge mountain in front of me, and I felt so small. I felt so okay, what are we? And I just couldn't control, and that feeling is so different. So I have this special connect for mountains, so I keep going. Then there's so much to explore there. Yeah.
It's like you're an ant and the mountain's a big elephant.
Yeah, exactly. I feel the same. And while I was there, while I was interacting,
Mhm.
whenever I used to travel solo, I keep meeting a lot of foreigners there. So before COVID,
Mhm.
not many Indians used to travel solo. And unke perspectives, unki way of living, Janki, I used to question a lot, ke, why can't we Indians do that? No, they take a gap year, they take a break, and they come and travel the country, 1 saal, 2 saal, after their 10th, 12th. So I feel, yahan pe it's such a taboo, ke you cannot take a break here, otherwise you are a failure. You are considered as a failure because you can't take a break here. You must have failed in the subject. It's not your own decision to take a chal 10th ho gaya, बहुत पढ़ाई कर ली. Let me take a gap year and explore the world and जाओ, and then come back and take admission in 11th. You'll be seen, down upon के अच्छा एक बड़ा साल के आ गया है बच्चा. So I understood के this is normal. This is life. Why can't, from my own life, I can take some time for me and just see that what I really want to do. And what I really like, or it's absolutely okay, मुझे कुछ नहीं करना है तो भी, it's my life. I can take some time out of my life, right? I don't have to finish my degree at 21 and get married at 25 and have bacha at whatever age. So this is what I understood while interacting with people from different countries. So you get to learn a lot, different perspectives जानने मिलते हैं. So that is really helpful when you travel. Go anywhere. I think Bombay में या wherever city, whichever city you're living in, घर के बाहर निकलो is also a travel. So sometimes I just go to a bus stop and sit with Dhyann, and we see different vehicles and uspe discussion. That's also travel. Sometimes you just go to nursery or any random place, Fool wala gali or market. That's also travel. Travel doesn't mean कि बड़ी जगह जाना है, because learning is happening everywhere. Yeah. So yes, that really helped me change my perspective. So I keep adding more to it. It's like an addiction now.
So don't worry, Nimmisha, we'll be taking all your spreadsheets and all your contacts and everything from mountains.
साथ ही चलो.
Yeah. Planning is there in the head.
Actually, that's when nroutes was born. When I used to travel, a lot of people keep asking me, why don't you take us? हमको भी वहाँ जाना है.
Or share
your itinerary. So I used to share everything. कि चलो जाओ, at least जाओ. And repeatedly I was answering same questions again and again and again. Like, no, यहाँ पे क्या होता है, यहाँ पे. So I thought, let me just make a document and keep sharing. मेरा time बचेगा. That's how I started making PDFs and Excel. So then वो thought तो था ही कि I want to start something. But तब तक clarity नहीं थी. जब तक मुझे clarity नहीं आती है, I don't jump into anything. It's okay, let it go slow. So while traveling and when I was 3 months वाला जो gap था in the Himachal, तब मुझे thought आया कि whenever in my life I want to conceive my child in the mountain. I want to birth my child in mountain. इतना connect है तो. So ये thoughts वहाँ आते जब you're free with nothing. उसके बाद when I was actually pregnant, I realized कि मुझे natural birthing, because वहाँ पे natural birthing की बहुत story सुनी थी. That's when we traveled to Kerala just to birth our son. So this time, Dhwani, I guess someone was telling mountain. This time it was Kerala, okay, south. So I actually was searching for some natural birthing center in north, but unfortunately वहाँ पे कुछ नहीं मिला मुझे. So I found a beautiful center in Kerala, and we went there. Only 2 of us traveled there in my 9th month, because they only take you after 36 weeks. And we traveled there with all our luggage, and we went and had Dhyann there. It was a beautiful journey. So traveling there was also another experience. Language barrier, limitations,
no comfort.
Oh, no help, no maids. There's no concept of support staff, maid help, no fan in the kitchen, and I sweat a lot. 9th month में almost 10th month start हो गया था. 9th month
40 degrees.
40 degrees May में delivery, Kerala, no fan in the kitchen. So all this really adds up, and वो challenge मजा आता. अभी now when we talk about it, we feel wow and proud about ourselves. Okay?
But it's a good business idea, it seems like delivery, pregnancy, travel sort of thing.
It all comes when I travel. ये सब idea ना, it comes when I travel. And roots भी when I travel, तो it helps you. I think everyone. And the food. I really want to talk about food. Okay, food is a very big part right now in my life. पहले भी था, अभी भी है, but पहले वो taste buds के लिए थे. अभी it's lot more with consciousness. So when I see food, it changes a lot. Your body, your mind, your thoughts, your dreams, your energy levels. So right now, currently, I'm more into understanding my body and more about plant-based whole food. So I'm bringing those changes. And when we travel, so we try and forage things. And this is also a part of my retreat. I'll try and keep just going out, foraging for local wild food, and then having it on our plate. Sorry.
So there's a question from Manan. Maybe we can make it a last question. How do you guys manage the climate change?
I'll take that.
Okay.
So usually our place of travel involves connecting to nature. So we are going to a positive environment as compared to when we are at home living in Bombay, and our home is very close to the national park, which is a good thing, but also close to the highway. So we do get some amount of pollution entering our home. So whenever we've gone to होता था कि ठंडी जगह पे जाओगे तो सर्दी हो जाएगी, पर we've not experienced that. Because I've realized that it is not the temperature cold that gives us the cold and cough. It is more about the pollution and those particles in the air that brings these kind of illness to us. So जब भी हम जाते हैं, we don't really have any adverse impact on us. Initially वो kick बैठता है because there's a temperature difference and you start enjoying it. The climate change को adjust करना होता है. It is mostly in those instances when we are coming back from the mountains to Bombay. तभी we need to manage and deal with the heat and the temperature and the chaos and the noise and the traffic and वो सबको deal करना पड़ता है. And that's when in that moment you make the plan कि अरे यार next time थोड़ा जल्दी जाएंगे. Also
it's a mindset. Like I said, Kerala में 40 degree था. I don't like so much heat and garmi, but it's the mindset. If I'm okay and accept it, थोड़ा spiritual level पे हो जाता है कि if I accept it कि ये है, then you are prepared. So lot of my travels before Dhyan was once in a year Vipassana course with extended travels. So 10 days of silent meditation करने के बाद I go and 5-10 days extend my stay and explore the place. At different locations. Like कभी सिक्किम हो गया, कभी कच्छ हो गया, कभी wherever. देहरादून हो गया. So climate change of any situation, it's also a lot of things connected to mindset. Yeah. The more you accept things, you are settled with it.
So we are traveling to Leh Ladakh, so we are not carrying much of woolens.
हाँ. We also have to carry. मत करो. Enjoy. But then depends on the season also. Or season we dekho. We went in May, June.
I'll connect with you. Alag se. Okay. Anything else? Anybody? Or else I'll just say thank you to Nimmisha and Devang. Thank you so much. It was like a very vast, extensive explanation of many things. We went into many details of many parts of life. I think very. I think it was full of lot of explorations. So thank you for being with us. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
We all traveled in the world of travel.
Sorry?
Yeah.
We all traveled in the world of travel.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good one.
Nice one. So thank you for giving us this opportunity, and anyone can connect with us anytime for anything in these topics, or any help you need, please let us know. Yeah.
And
Sure,
Devang,
yeah.
anytime you go for the shoot of fruits, to let us know. Those cakes and pastries and other things were really exciting. तो कोई food का shoot होगा तो बताना.
हाँ. Definitely.
Wines ka bhi.
Why is
हाँ.
So the good news is we are starting a studio. I just
Yeah.
announced without checking with him, but
I'm actually working this end of this month. I'm hoping that the studio will be ready. So it's a photo studio where we'll be hoping to do a lot more cake photography.
so then we'll call everyone. We have a space now.
Yeah.
Superb. ठीक है.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Thank you
guys.
so much
Thank
for
you
having
so
us.
much.
Okay.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.